بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه من والاه السلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته and welcome to this week's Friday Nasiha from productivemuslim.com. Today's episode, Discipline, Discipline, Discipline. I can confidently say that the only difference between a productive Muslim and an unproductive person is the level of discipline. That's the only difference. If you compare any productive person with an unproductive person, just notice their level of discipline. And today we're going to focus on two main aspects of discipline, two types of discipline. Discipline with the self and discipline with time. How can you be disciplined with yourself and discipline with time? Discipline with the self has three main aspects. Number one, your health. The food you eat. You discipline yourself to choose the food that will help you become active, not the food that will make you unproductive and lazy. The sleep, you discipline your sleep so you don't oversleep, no undersleep. You discipline your exercise. You force yourself to go and do exercise at least 3-4 times a week. The personal development. You discipline yourself to seek knowledge, to read, to write, to explore, to find out, to seek knowledge. You discipline yourself. You don't go through life just, at the same, you always want to gain more knowledge. You discipline yourself with taking accountability of your actions and making sure that you review yourself and see that am I doing the right things. You discipline yourself by seeking excellence. You want to make sure that whatever you do, you ask yourself, can I do better? And force yourself to try to do better. You discipline yourself in your spiritual aspect by avoiding sins, by increasing your good deeds, by a commitment to ihsan, to excellence when you worship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, so that you worship Allah as if He sees you. And if you do not, as if you see Him. If you do not see Him, then He is watching you. That is the discipline with the self. Now, a very, very important thing to remember is that discipline is not a one-off exercise. It's a continuous exercise. You have to continuously discipline yourself in all these areas. Whether it's food, whether it's accountability, whether it's avoiding sins. You're constantly in this battle until the moment you die. You cannot relax. You cannot put your guards down. You always be careful. Secondly, discipline with time. Productive Muslims are ruthless with their time. They don't play with their time. They have a time and purpose for everything. Even their relaxation, even their fun is already timed. So they know how much time they're going to spend. They plan their days early. They use the Taskinator, which we have at productivemuslim.com. They somehow use some kind of, it doesn't have to be the Taskinator, but even if any form of Taskinator where they plan their day, they schedule their day, they ask themselves, what can we do? What does need to be done today? Let's get it done. Also, they budget their time appropriately. So they do not overdo or overspend their time on one thing and they underspend another thing. They do not overwork themselves at work and forget their families, or overspend their time with hobbies instead of working what they're supposed to do. So they really are ruthless and disciplined with their time. So the question is, how do you to be disciplined? How can you be disciplined? Number one, practice, practice, practice. You keep on trying, keep on trying. Secondly, disciplines are simply habits you develop. They are not more than just habit changes. When you discipline yourself, what you're saying is, I'm going to change my habit so that it's more disciplined. And the key to changing habits, there's a number of ways you can do it. Number one, you can do a 30-day challenge. So every 30 days, you choose a different habit. So for example, you could say for 30 days, I'll try to eat only very healthy food. Or for 30 days, I'll try to go to the gym 3-4 times a week. For 30 days, I will make sure that I pray tahajjud at night. For 30 days, I'll make sure that I fast Mondays and Thursdays. That's a discipline. You build it in your routine until it becomes your habit. Secondly, choose one habit or one discipline at a time. Don't try to do too many things. Don't try to change your life overnight. It won't work. You'll just fail. Choose one habit at a time. What is the one thing that you need to stop doing? What is the one thing you need to start doing? And stick to it for 30 days. Open communication. Make sure that you tell your family and friend that this is what you're committing to. I'm committing to waking up at Fajr every day for the next 30 days and inshallah forever thereafter. I'm committed for the next 30 days to continually read half an hour before I go to sleep. Make sure you open that communication with people so that they can take you to account when you do not fulfill it. And finally, remember the reward in Akhirah. Remember our discipline. You're not disciplining it for yourself. You're not disciplining to prove to anybody. You're not disciplining to please anybody. You're doing this for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So you discipline yourself so that you can remember and remember the reward in Akhirah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will reward you. As the Muslims say that this life is the prison of the believer. Why? Because you have to constrain yourself. You have to discipline yourself. And this is what we need to do. We need to really think about what ways and what areas we need to discipline ourselves in. Is it in our communication? Is it in the way we speak? Is it in the way we do? We have to completely keep focused. Now finally, I would just like to remind you about our webinar this Sunday, Calming the Crunch with Sheikh Faraz Rabbani. For those of you going through exams or going through any stress, anxiety or pressure, come along on this Sunday online. Visit this website, www.my.dimdim.com/productive Muslim, and join us live 7 p.m. on 9th of May, that's 7 p.m. UK time. So if you join us, inshallah, you'll have a wonderful and exciting webinar with Sheikh Faraz Rabbani. Jazakumullah khair. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.